Cancer.
Hello Cancer, this is your forecast for July 2015. Happy birthday. I hope you will have a wonderful one. And this month you have also the new moon and Mars here in your sign. So all three of those are in your first house for personality. So you're really coming out, you're radiant. Mars is there giving off a lot of energy here towards people out and about around you. So you're projecting energy of moving forward, feeling very energetic, and also goal-oriented. So whatever it is you're trying to strive for right now, this should be like a wave. Trust the wave and surf it. Having the new moon there, which will be on July 15th, well, that's the time when we put down our intentions and write that abundance check. And so for you to focus on the proper intentions that can behoove you the most, it's all about saying, I want more time for me, myself, and I, because that is what the first house is. It is so important there, Cancer, because you're always thinking about others, nurturing others. Don't forget about yourself. It's so important because as you nurture yourself, you will have even more to give out so that the cup doesn't run half full, right? Oh, I just read something on Facebook when we're talking about a cup being half full or half empty. It's like the truth is the cup is refillable. So it's neither. I thought that was a good one. But okay, so the month is starting off here with a kiss from heaven, and that is because we have here on July 1st, we have Venus and Jupiter conjunct on for you in your second house of money and income. So this is probably where the blessings of these two planets are going to come together. Your second house is all about values. That is the values that you hold very close to heart. It is those things that you work for and want to achieve. It's also how you feel about yourself. But then again, you could come to hear news about new money coming in. It could be a raise, it could be through a promotion. Some of you might win some money or just be gifted. Now, when we're talking about gifts, that is what Venus is. It's love, right? Jupiter is grandiose. It's very abundant. So whatever this is, it could also be declarations of love that you can add to your own inner values this month, or it could be you also revealing some of your true feelings. And it could also be somebody getting married as well. Wonderful, beautiful time. What a blessing to get married under such aspects. On the first, we also have the Sun and Neptune. They're sextile. So that's between your first house, you, yourself, your persona. Neptune being here in your ninth house for higher consciousness, the way you, your outlook on and perspective of life is. So you might feel that here together, something might come to you that you've been working for, and it will fall into lock. So perhaps, since it's the ninth house, which also has to do with long distance travel, some of you might be going to some faraway place that you've been longing for a long time. So great time for you to take vacation at this time, early in the month. Mercury and Uranus, they're sextile. Mercury is the way you think. It's your linear thought processing. When it couples up here with Uranus, it goes to show that genius mind, some great idea or epiphany, can be coming into the picture. For you, this is going to be between the 12th and the 10th house. So it could be something rising from your subconsciousness that actually can kick into the work field or your career. It could also be from the career field. You'll hear some news. Those of you that have been waiting to get a job offer, that could be it coming in, because it is really great transits we have for the whole entire first week of July. This is because here on the 4th and 5th, same planet, Mercury, the carrier of news, right? Will also be sextiling Jupiter it will be sextiling Venus, well, which both of them are in your second house for money. So whatever news on the second, which is coming from your career, will ricochet and absolutely tick in on your income house here. So what a way to start off this month, and it being your birthday month too. Such a blessing, isn't it? On the 6th, though, we have a little bit of, should I say, intensity coming in. This is the Sun now opposing Pluto, which it does once a year anyway. And Pluto is that pivotal point of transformation. So you might find yourself here on this day taking some action or deciding on something that you perhaps feel that you're done processing. So you can shut the door to that, but it's by your choice. And then Pluto will come in with a sense of renewal, new energy. But you might just feel like a little tired on these days. I always see that with the luminaries, whether it's the Sun or the Moon touching upon Pluto. Either the energy is incredible as it moves outward. If you're not taking it out physically, then it can tend to turn inward, and then we just feel like we need to nap. So that's on the 6th. But on the 8th, you're up and running here with Mars. Mars in your first house, so you are super powered up here physically and aiming for your dream, your goal, which is there in the 9th house of long distance travel, but also philosophy. It's the way you spiritually, seek and reach and aim for higher consciousness. So on this day, you might find that you would like to meditate, just pull back a little bit so that you can go in and connect with Source. And I'm feeling that that is such a great way to fill your cup, that being the first house that we were talking about too. Great action. If you're out and about traveling, this day could really bring you some vistas of beauty and grandeur that will give you that spiritual sensation, giving you the goosebumps. I always like to think goosebumps come from Neptune, which is that higher feeling. Okay, we got Venus, which is love, but Neptune is that higher octave of it. So there might just be a vision coming to you that leaves you feeling in awe. On the 10th, we have Mercury and Neptune. They're sextiling, so you're communicating a lot about what it is you're sensing, what it is you're feeling. So I'm thinking here for you that this should be something that could be quite interesting. We got the 13th here with the Sun and Uranus, which is now square. So there's a decision here mid-month. Say the days between the 13th and 15th. We have the Sun squaring off on Uranus. We got Venus squaring off on Saturn. We got Mars opposing Pluto. So right there, there's activity. Now you've had a flow for the very first part, the first third of the month. But then it's time to come back to work, do your dues, should I say, and take whatever needed decisions that you have to do. There's somewhat of a physical workout here as well. So if any of you might be, say, laboring as far as moving, well, this would be a good time to take out that energy because it will support it to do so. But we're also looking at relationships here, especially on the 15th, whereas Mars is in that first house. That's your will, your drive, your motivation. Pluto's over here in the relationship house. And so there might be a confrontation of needing to look for common grounds. You might feel that you're pulling in opposite directions here. So if that is the case, I'd say recognize it, acknowledge it. Don't necessarily have to, if you don't need to, give a direct answer. If this is an issue that comes up, I'd say lay low for a few days. The next date where it will be good to address these things in a more, should I say, calmer way would be around the 21st, when the Sun and Saturn comes in here in a trine. Then I feel you're on safe ground. You know what you want, you know what you're doing, and it looks like it could be a good, fair balance for both you and your significant other. So Venus, though, planet of love, it is here transiting your second house for money and income. That will be moving into the third house on July 18th into the sign of Virgo. It's also in the area of communication. So you're going to see that Venus now wants to communicate more of those values that she's been collecting and holding close to heart. And at least for a little while, but then on the 25th, Venus is already going to turn retrograde, move out of the third back into that second house here over time. Not on the 25th. Not on the 25th. That's only when it turns retrograde. So it will still give you a little feel of being in that third house and how she's going to be operating through communication somewhat before she goes back into the sign of Leo and your second house. So you're going to get a second round here, probably more so when we get into August. I'll talk about that next month and how you can come to perhaps tie up loose ends there financially. We do have Uranus on the 26th also turning retrograde. So back to back here, Uranus being in your 10th house. You have been pushing forward, Cancer, and doing really great in the area of your career for a number of months, especially here this last 6 months here. So what you're going to feel now that things have really come to some, I won't say conclusion, but you've come to a certain level right now. Now you're going to be able to step back a little bit and just go on autopilot for the next few months until she turns direct again. So that will take some of the pressure off, and I think that will be very welcomed at this point. But yeah, we have also a lot of intensity in your area of relationships this month. Pluto, of course, is there. By now you're used to having that Plutonian energy between you and your partner. This month, though, the full moon is going to land very close to it, and within that first day, the full moon is going to pass over that degree of Pluto, and we know we have Mars on the other end, okay, that opposition. So that full moon will be here on the 1st. So as it starts off the month with that Venus-Jupiter, like I said, a kiss from heaven, something really beautiful taking place. This might just energize this whole area between you and your partner as well. But as we're talking about full moons, we got 2 full moons this month, Cancer. The first one on July 1st, 9 degrees in Capricorn. That's the one that's going to be touching upon Pluto as well. So the huge intense day here as we start off the month. Then we have the new moon on the 15th, which is in your first house, where the day of your putting down your intentions. And then on the 31st, 7 degrees in Aquarius is where you're going to have that second full moon. That's going to be the 8th house of money and resources that you have with your partner. We do know that your resources have changed up quite a bit here throughout the month of July. So maybe here now by the end of the month, and as we get into August, this will be the time to actually look at what we have and what we have with our partners in a collaborate way and structure that. So yeah, interesting month as you can see here, Cancer. I wish you a beautiful month. Have a great one, and I'll see you there next month. Bye now.